Afternoon. How is everybody this afternoon? I am excellent. First of all, I'd like to thank Star Commonwealth for inviting me to this Founders Day celebration, and what a celebration it has been. I also have to thank Star Commonwealth for your commitment to creating positive environments where children and families can flourish. I know firsthand the effect of positive and negative environments. And positive, especially the one that you offer, is definitely better. Star Commonwealth's campus of residential treatment services, community-based counseling, educational services, and professional training inspire me. I can tell you more than anyone, I understand your impact. And interestingly, I look like a direct result of your impact, and that's extraordinary. You give people a lifeline. You identify, treat, and give children, teens, and families tools to help them heal and develop the strength of resilience. And for that, you must join me in applauding your work, because you deserve it. It's an honor to be here on the 101st anniversary and to share what I've learned in my experience in my own development of the art of resilience. As Floyd Starr stated over a century ago, there is no such thing as a bad child. You see, Starr understood that difficult circumstances create roadblocks. And growing up, I had terrible circumstances that, yes, blocked my path. But because of Star Commonwealth's circle of courage, I now have words to describe what I know is responsible for my success. Indeed, as you might imagine, my journey was filled with barriers, challenges, and more speed bumps than I can count. With the circle of courage in my heart, let me share how belonging, mastery, independence, and generosity fit into my experiences and a few lessons that I've learned. Long before I was chosen to appear on television in NBC Universal's 2012 run of the Glee Project, I had more drama in my life than I knew what to do with. You see, I come from a large family of 9 siblings, and I'm a triplet. My mother died suddenly when I was 5 months old, and my dad wasn't interested in doing the father thing, so he abandoned us, giving us to my grandmother, which ended up being a good thing since he turned to a life of crime and ended up in and out of jail. My grandmother took it upon herself to raise the 9 of us. Now, as for me, I was born with a rare eye disease called morning glory syndrome. It has a beautiful name, morning glory syndrome. And that disease eventually led to my being totally blind in both eyes by age 9. Now, at age 5, I was still able to see. I had surgery that was supposed to improve my vision in my right eye, but I ended up losing all of the vision in that eye. And again, 4 years later, at age 9, I lost the remaining vision in my left eye. And it's tough, because I had been used to riding bikes, playing video games, watching TV, and other fun things that kids like to do that requires being able to see. But suddenly, I couldn't do those things. Now, before I continue with my blindness, I want to first describe the day-to-day reality my family faced, and maybe you'll be able to relate to some of it. Though Grandma did the best she could, the needs of so many kids was too much for her. And adding to our problems was the fact that other family members, including their kids, would live with us for months on end. At one point, there were 20 people living in a 2-bedroom apartment. And I witnessed adult fistfights on a number of occasions. As a result of our constant challenges, including frequent evictions, we were always moving. Growing up, I moved 15 times back and forth between Maryland, Virginia, Washington, D.C., and North Carolina. I attended 13 different public schools, and I wasn't even a military brat. We lived in a constantly changing kaleidoscope of emergency shelters, broken down motels, public housing, and even in a car. At various times, we had our utilities cut off, our heat, our electricity. When they turned off our water, we survived by relatives bringing it over in jugs, and Grandma would heat up some of it so that we could wash. So needless to say, taking relaxing baths and relaxing showers happened only in our imaginations. Now, disabled kids have enough of a challenge when it comes getting through day to day. So you can imagine what I was subjected to and how vulnerable I was as a blind kid with much turbulence around me, in and outside of the ghetto. It wasn't long before being physically, emotionally, and even sexually abused was added to my young resume.